McClever Thoughts podcast with Punchie, man. How y'all doing today? I hope everybody having a wonderful weekend. It seems like I've been gone for a long time, man. I guess I got to start doing more podcasts more often. For y'all new subscribers, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe buttons and that like button. For the ones who've been with me for this on this journey, y'all go ahead and hit that like button and pass it on to your friends, man. You never know what message that they can receive from my podcast that can pretty much impact their life. I hope it's impacting your life as well, and let's continue to be inspiring to one another. And I'm gonna say inspiring to one another because y'all inspire me. When I see a subscriber, new subscriber, when I see a like or when I see somebody sharing this message, it's very inspirational to me, and I hope it's inspirational for y'all as well. The messages that I put out there for everyone to receive. Let's get right into it. I was actually having a conversation about the topic that I want to discuss today with a close friend of mine, and he was, asking me, if a woman done caught you cheating multiple times, and I'm pretty sure this is a woman you're dating, a woman you're in a relationship with, and she has caught you cheating multiple times, and as time go on, you then catch her cheating, and let's say she just did it that one time, because that's what he specified on. She did it that one time. Do you, you catching her cheating? You say, do you accept her, or do you, dismiss her from the relationship? And asking multiple people this question, you get different response. Some say, they will forgive the woman because, it's only right because she forgave you those, times that you cheated on her. And some would say that, no, let it go, because you hold a woman to a higher standard. And this is what a lot of, of course, male friends, and counterparts have discussed this conversation with me. These the different responses that I get. Me personally, I honestly feel, and of course this is subjective, but me personally, I feel that it's over. The reason why I feel that it's over because, the trust factor could never be there. It's already gone with her, what I'm saying, when she done caught you cheating multiple times. You definitely, not gonna trust her. I definitely couldn't trust her no more because I caught her in the act, just like she done caught me in the act multiple times. And to be honest with you, I think I should have got out of that relationship when she caught me cheating. You know what I'm saying? Those several times. Because in my mindset, eventually she's gonna do the same thing. Or she's gonna get tired of me cheating and she's gonna wanna move on. Because let's be honest, cheating is never gonna being caught cheating, catching someone cheating is never gonna make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you feel low. It's gonna make you feel less of a person, because the magnitude of the situation, the trust factor of that relationship would be diminished. It would be literally, non-existent. It'd be hard to trust somebody that you done caught them in the act of cheating. It would be hard for you to trust being in a relationship and continue to grow with all this doubt if this person will do this again, with all this, insecurities that you may develop from that relationship, knowing that your partner is cheating on you. So when two people know that they cheating on each other, I think it's kind of hard to really, mentally be sufficient in having a successful relationship with that person. And I'm pretty sure some people would say, well, I know people that cheat and they make it work. But how miserable are those people? You feel me? Because then you got to always think about when you're going into a conversation when they go into these conversations, it's like the argument is always going to be centered around, well, you did this, well, motherfucker, I did this. You know what I'm saying? Well, I would have did this, but you would have did this. So it's a lot of justification going into, trying to allow this person to know why you did what you did, and you know what I'm saying, and how it hurt me when you did what you did. That's miserable. You cannot possibly say you are in a happy relationship, with somebody that is literally, cheating on you or has the potential of cheating on you. You cannot possibly say that, it's comforting unless you just at a position to where, we done accumulated this together, we done accumulated this together. You do you, I do me. But like I say, still in the midst of that is no peace, because in your mind it's like, I'm in a place I really don't want to be. I don't know about y'all, but have you ever been in a relationship with someone and you laying in the bed and you're looking at the wall and you're saying to yourself, what am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing here? You're saying to yourself, why me? You even asking God, why me, God? Why I gotta go through what I'm going through with this person? Like when you go to questioning yourself, you have to say to yourself that this is not a place where I should be. You were saying to yourself, you ever had that dry swallow and it hurts? You know what I'm saying? And it comes from you in that, when you're in a depressed situation. It comes from when you're in a miserable situation. When you swallow the shit, it hurt. It hurts. So when you think about that question, accepting somebody because they're, if they cheated on you, and I understand the forgiveness, I understand that people change, but I can't see it on my watch. I can't see you changing on my watch. I may want to. I may be trying to, but I can't see you changing on my watch. It will be hard. I'm trying to accept it. I can't sleep at night. I'm asking myself, like, man, I gotta be a pain freak to accept that. Like, it's never gonna feel good, catching somebody cheating on you, knowing somebody cheating on you, thinking somebody cheating on you. That's never gonna be a good feeling. I can remember the first time I was cheated on. I'm gonna talk about the first time cheating because it comes to my existence versus the first time I ever cheated on somebody. But the first time I was cheated on, I was in middle school, and it was after school at that. And I walked around the corner, and my girlfriend at the time was literally kissing somebody else. See how Lord, I was gonna go home, but some told me, hey man, before you go home, walk around that corner. And I walked around that corner, and I saw, my girlfriend at that time in the 8th grade. I ain't gonna call no names or nothing like that. I was cool with the dude, and I was like, the betrayal on both of their ends was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was being set up the whole time. Just for them to spend time together and do what they did. But the Lord revealed that. And I ain't gonna lie, I was broken. I was hurt. I would never forget that night. I listened to, 99 Jams at the time, and I was listening to Branded Broken Hearted. It seemed like all the hurt songs was coming on the radio that time. Boys to Men, To the End of the Road. All the hurt songs was coming on at that night. And I was just in the bed, tears running out of my eyes. I really liked it, huh? She do me like this. That bitch. I was devastated. You know, I was corrupted by the pain that she provided me from what I had seen with my own eyes. Damn her and him. That's how I felt at the time. But I you know, and talking to other friends who had went through similar situations that you know, that was that saying when a dude say, man, I've been hurt that one time, boy. From that one time, boy, I was a savage. I was a dog. I was a beast. Yeah, that's how it be, man. When you get hurt that one time, especially as a kid, boy, you go ham. You make sure you don't go through that no more, boy. You start going all bad on everybody. You start breaking hearts. You start not caring. But then maturity has to set in as you become older and realize that, you know, the energy you put in the universe is what you receive back in return. You know, we know this as karma. You know, karma is gonna happen. You know, like you can't, you know, put energy out there and not expect it to come back to you. You know, you have to always, I would say, you know, let your name be spoken well of. You know what I'm saying? Be more good than evil. You know what I'm saying? Represent, you know, positivity. You know, let the old you go so the new you can live. Like all of that, when you do these things and these things come back into your life, you know, it's a reminder of, you know, the things that you have done. You know, I don't think nobody get by. Like, I think we all have to face some type of, you know, trial for the, you know, and judgment, you know, even while we here on earth, you know, for our actions, you know. Lord knows I be saying when I go through things, well, that's that get back. I go through anything that's not seen in a positive light towards me or from me, I literally chalk it up as it's karma. It's me getting back all those things that I did negative in my past. You know, even if they wasn't at a great magnitude, you know, of negative issues, it's still a, you know, I think it's a get back situation. Like you have to go through that realization of, you know, remember you did this, remember you did that. You know, and I don't think nobody is exempt. You know, rich people, poor people, you know, criminals, you know, preachers, doctors, whoever. Nobody is exempt from karma, from whatever you put out there. It has to come back. And I would say, you may not even see it, you know, per se yourself. Well, and I think I done said this in a podcast before, but your kids, you gotta think about your offspring. You gotta think about your family. It don't necessarily have to be your kids. It could be just your loved one, somebody you really, 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 really close to. It could be a best friend. You can inflict that negative, you know, energy onto them as well. So, you know, we have to be mindful of the things that we do in society and the curses that we draw into our life. And we want to minimize that, you know, like very much so, because, you know, the objective in life is to have a peaceful life. And a lot of that comes from experiencing things that you shouldn't have been doing, that you should be doing now. You know what I'm saying? Or I have to say things you shouldn't have been doing that you never should have been doing, you know, versus things that you should be doing now, you know. Put more emphasis into it, you know, like what's important. Think about, you know, quality over quantity. And that's from a wide perspective of life, you know. So I hope somebody got a message out of this today. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Summertime coming, y'all. A lot of, and it's something I've been hearing over the time, man. Y'all, and I think I done expressed this before in other podcasts that I done put out there. Man, stack up on that food. Get your canned goods, get your water, get your toilet paper, get all the necessity, everything you need. You know what I'm saying? Get it. Not your wants, your needs. You know what I'm saying? And if your wants are your needs, beautiful. Like, but right now, really stack on, man, because the rumor out there that we will in the United States, we will face a food shortage. You know, another thing, y'all start studying nature. Study how to plant, your own food and harvest, livestock. We got to get into these things, live out your own backyard, and really, put yourself in a position and prepare for survival of the fittest. Like, we have to, these are the things that I'm talking to with my closest friends, my family. Like, hey, prepare, people, prepare. It's not about the vanity no more. It's not about having the all the clothes in the world, the nicest cars, the all the jewelry. Yeah, that look good and it's a badge of honor. It symbolizes your greatness. But let's think about, in times of trial, tribulation, famine, recession, depression. In those times, the most valuable thing, the richest thing gonna be to you is food. Food gonna be worth more than that Bentley. It's gonna be worth more than that Rolls Royce. It's gonna be worth more than your house, your mansion. Food, survival. Healthcare. Being able to not be sick and be able to be mobile. Those are the things these are the things that's starting to come into fruition that matter the most. One of my favorite movies, The Book of Eli, and I advise everybody that's listening to this to watch this. It talked about those apocalyptical times, you know what I'm saying? When, the world was at an uproar, the world was broken, the world was, repairing itself, rebuilding itself. It talked about in the movie Denzel Washington character, which was Eli. He talked about it was a time where the things that we worship now was less valued, and the things that we didn't pay attention to, the things that was more important or more of a value, like your water, your alcohol, your food, your well-being. Like I say, health and food is gonna be the superheroes in our future. So let's be the ones that's a part of that heroic venture during those trials and tribulation times. So really take heed to this. Build your spirit man up. Strengthen your spirit, man. That's how you strengthen your mental. You know what I'm saying? So, really pay attention to the ways of the world and the shift. It's a shift. It's a shift in the weather. It's a shift in people. People that was good are now bad. People who was bad turning good. It's a shift. So be mindful of the shift that's been taking place around you. And remember my motto: pray for me and not pray on me. McClever Thoughts with Punchie, man. Take care.